Welcome to Trials Training Days 2025. Now, I'm actually not going to be talking about the classes this time around very much because I've already got a video on that. So just a quick highlight here of the wheelie contest at lunch between Josh Roper, Sherman Smith, getting it done. And then I'm going to be talking about my favorite class, which was on building a section. And this one was taught by Ben Udy.
We are out here at Blue Hole, and we've got a really nice hill turn that the class has been working on.
Now this class was a ton of fun because it was very hands-on. It was like a lecture and then a lab. He told us all about the different obstacles and challenges in different terrain and what grade and skill level and how to consider multiple things when it comes to building a section, how to make it harder, how to make it easier, how to kind of designate certain areas that you want people to ride through and using ribbon instead of just gates to split people off. So then we got to practice. There was about 10 of us in this course and we got to build our own section. So here I am just riding through the section after the class was over, and this one was just perfect. Thanks so much, Ben, for putting it on. If you guys have a chance to talk to him about how to build a section, this was phenomenal. Now the main part of this video is going to be on riding with the beta team. This wasn't necessarily an organized practice, but it was a chance to ride with Ray and have him set out some lines and then go after it with a group of people that's all trying to be helpful. Definitely this environment was one that promoted a ton of learning, a ton of trying things that were outside the norm, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here in just a moment.
We're going down that.
Now I'm sure this 8-foot rock doesn't look that steep, but trust me, it was. And the aperture of attention just starts getting foggy because of all the fear. And I've actually got a video on this where Ray talked about the challenges, and it's kind of like there's squirrels that are in your brain talking to you. So I actually made a short to try and demonstrate what's taking place sometimes in our mind.
So with this step down, we're just going to ride it out to the edge of the rock, set it on the skid plate, inch forward, and then just lean those hips back.
Whoa, this is really high up here. Man, I don't know.
It's really steep too. Yeah, it's straight down. I can't balance really very well. I can't balance for sure. I just don't want to fall.
I might crash. I'm gonna crash.
I really don't want to
I'm going to die. I'm going to die. I'm gonna die here.
Yeah, it's pretty high up here. See, that wasn't so bad. I knew I could do it.
All right, so we're gonna let the pro rider Cole go first, show us how it's done, and he gets up here without any challenge riding right down. But for some of us in the group, this was a little more than we were ready to try. So it definitely helped to have some spotters and someone to talk us through.
Inch it forward, roll down. And then look out straight and it rolls right out. Keep going, it goes further, yeah, keep going. Another couple, 3 inches. You got it, you ready. Uh-oh, I got you. You got it? You're going from there, okay.
Now this is one aspect that I really appreciated. Look at the spotting, 2 people taking care of Bennett as he got a little squirrely up there, and that helps for sure. Now Seth's showing us how to get it done before yours truly gets up there. And this environment where you've got people challenging you but talking you through it, keeping you safe, this is what it's all about. I kind of come down like a bag of rocks, but at least I didn't go over the bars. Pretty happy about that, finishing out the section there. Here goes Bennett again. Much better this time. And Abigail? Very nice. Hey, just real quick, want to tell you about a motivational email sequence. You guys can sign up for that at the link below. The idea is simply to send you a weekly motivational email to get back after it, some content that ties along with it, but 3 months worth of emails from yours truly. If you want them, no pressure, but if you want to sign up and just get motivated to ride, springtime is here. It's a good time just to kind of get those juices flowing, so I thought I'd tell you about that. Link below. All right, here we are at another area we're calling Section 1 because at TTC, this was the first section at one of the recent nationals, and we're just kind of getting warmed up, acclimated. Ray's gonna set a line for us here in just a moment, and that's when things always get interesting. I would say the degree of difficulty is usually around a white or blue line, and most of us are doing it. Maybe there's some more advanced portions for some of the more experienced riders, but it's definitely challenging, and trying to figure out exactly how to approach this line is often very hard. see Chris getting it done fairly easily. This floater into it off of that ledge was very, very tricky. Abigail and I struggled with that for a while. You got some jumbly, rocky stuff. Cole likes to call that the jank. And then these two tight turns on this rock, and you can see early on we weren't taking it wide enough, so it was hard to get set up for this next kind of downhill to uphill transition. Now here you can see Seth takes much more of an inside line, doesn't get nearly as wide on that rock, and so watch as it sets him up way too far on the inside. Now Seth's working on his full bike hops, and he actually gets into position very well here. You can actually see the camera that I've got. It's mounted on this tree. This is the Insta360 1X4, and it's just moving, panning as people are riding past. So really helpful to have this type of camera. You can just set it up. It's going to record everything, and then later on I can figure out what I want to film. So it's tracking me around. I'm still not going wide enough and a little too far inside. You can see it's going to be tricky. So we're trying to do this without hopping, and usually when I hop I take a dab, so this rocky stuff was tricky. You can see Bennett goes down there. Hey, I fell plenty of times. Ray's trying to point out exactly where we need to go. It still isn't the easiest thing, so he's going to demonstrate it for us here in just a moment. Now, if you missed the previous video on the importance of precision when riding, that would be a great video, but Ray's actually going to talk about some of that. You can see how close his front tire is to the edge of that rock, and that is about 6 feet down. But the rock's not going anywhere. It's not going to fall, so you don't have to be afraid. At least that's what he tells me. And you can see how much control he has, just nice and easy. Doesn't take a lot of extra effort if you're in the right place. So I'm coming over to check it out. Exactly where are you going, sir? Okay, I'm starting to get the idea here.
About like everybody's doing it about right here, now you got a problem.
No, I mean I was in line. I was trying to go out that way a little bit.
Right here, and it flops over. That's what I'm saying. Because your rear wheel is down lower, that's a problem. Because now when you get here, it wants to flop over because the rear wheel is so much lower, and you're still turning right here. I'm saying you can skip that whole part. And I really focus here. Now, I don't have to go right anymore.
Okay, so my mistake wasn't the first one, because after the initial correction, I am going all the way up there and I am pointed all the way down. Okay. I just thought that I still needed to go right a little bit to make that more favorable.
No, but you see how slowly I'm doing that.
And this is one of the aspects of training with Ray that is just simply priceless. 40 years worth of trials riding and understanding lines and where to go and the importance of that front tire line and precision and knowing exactly where to go in order to make it the section the easiest possible. So you can see Seth is starting to take it a little bit wider as well. How does that pay off? Well, he doesn't have to do any hopping and it's nice and easy over the rock. Now, I'm going to give this a go, but there's still some challenges. I'm not getting it dialed. You can see taking a foot dab there, but definitely going a little wider, trying to get this line figured out, but another dab. But I'm trying to be more controlled, trying to be more precise, and I'm not sure why exactly I decided to hang out here for a while, just getting my bearings and then nice and easy up. So Abigail getting it done as well. This is the difference. Riding with someone like Ray really helps you know how to approach sections, how to read lines, and how to maximize it. Now we're gonna check out a new spot down here in the creek. Definitely some jumble, some jank as we are going through, and we busted out the 360 cam again, just to try and get some good footage. And you can see how challenging this is. This rock is actually very slippery. You can see Seth even taking a dab early on. This is one of these times when we rode this probably a dozen times, just trying to clean things up and get our feet where they should be. Now this line I never fully got, but pieces of it I did. And I think that's one of the aspects. So Ray's actually making it a touch easier. This was an extremely narrow alley. This felt like going through a dark alley at night with terror on each side. These boulders on each side do make it a little bit challenging. It was a down and then up, so Ray just made it a little easier with some of those boulders that he put in front. Trying to get turned around in this jank is tough. You can see Seth putting a foot down, but ultimately he does nice getting up this two-step out of the section here, this double step going up here, and you got to pull a wheelie really quick, and that was one of the challenging parts. It's getting that front wheel up with enough time without yanking on the bars. Now we were giving ourselves a little bit more room here, Seth taking it a little bit tighter going into that narrow alleyway, and then as he's getting set up for this last out, you can see he actually runs his front tire up over that log a little bit, and then check out this boulder that's right in the way. Whoops.
Big rock.
Now this turn on top of this rock was one of those that was extremely hard. It was actually a little bit easier to hop into position, although it was slippery, and that made me a little nervous, especially going down over that next part. I'm sure Ray can turn it, but yours truly is having a little trouble. So I'm taking a little wider in that portion than Seth was. And you can see still dabbing, but I'm trying to slog my way through this section, just put together certain pieces of it. Now I realized that I could not make this turn and give myself enough room to actually get up and out with confidence. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and dab, get my bike in a position, that way I can confidently get up and out of the section. At least I should be able to. Now, the second portion of this, that rock comes up quickly. And this attempt was not very good, just didn't even really try. We're gonna have to give this another go. I'll show you how Cole does it here in just a moment. Now you can see Seth getting flick turned into position. This is one of his better rides here. He gets up on the first rock and then has enough composure to pull the second wheelie right here. My last ride, trying to get composed. Watch me yank on these bars here. But I made it, and they're cheering for me, and that's confidence building. And riding with this crew and Ray and pointing out the lines was so insightful. I really gained a lot from this. I wanted to give you guys an inside look at what it's like to train with these guys on the beta team.
All right, still have a Vertigo Nitro 250 for sale. This has 60 hours, 2024, and the bike's perfect. I'm just not able to ride it because I'm sponsored by Beta. So if you are interested in Vertigo, hit me up on my email.
Now, if you made it this far in the video, go ahead and hit that like button so that YouTube's algorithm can share this video with more people who like watching trials. In the next video, I hot mic Ray, and you can hear exactly what he's saying as he critiques some of us riding. Still got a few more videos from TTC before we head out to Texas for the first national. Thanks for watching.